We're back with Starfield. There has been a new update for all platforms, specifically a hotfix targeting the creation. This update fixes several issues reported by players. Firstly, a bug was fixed that could cause the game to become unresponsive when loading a save with removed creation. Additionally, an issue was addressed that occurred when the Microsoft Store was opened after using the Quick Resume feature. Another improvement concerns the credit purchasing process in the Steam Store, which now runs more smoothly. A cosmetic issue with buttons in the Creation Store when using the large font mode has also been resolved. An important change in the Creation Kit is the removal of the ability to upload creations with modified ini file, as some of these modified ini files had more negative than positive effects, such as audio corruption on Xbox. Well, it's pretty negative for console players now that countless mods, especially the popular performance mod that does what Bethesda couldn't achieve in months, there is still hope. The development team is currently investigating ways to address existing Starfield creations that modify ini files. Console players who used mods with access to ini files are naturally less than thrilled. For PC players, none of this matters because we can modify the ini files ourselves. Bethesda has not responded to the numerous requests to reverse the ini file issue. Let's see what comes of that. It's been about a month since the big update, and we note that, at least in terms of player numbers, not much has changed. There was hope that the introduction of new mods along with new Starfield content could give it a boost. That clearly didn't happen. Initially, the numbers increased for the next weekend. Then it held at a level above what we could observe before the update, but that didn't last long, and eventually, it declined again, and currently, all the mods don't seem to change that. The reviews have also been declining. Starfield now has an overall rating of 59% on Steam. Recent reviews are at just 25%. Why? Of course, due to Bethesda's lack of finesse, not the game itself. Bethesda came up with the brilliant idea of offering paid mods. Not from just any modders, they exist too, but from themselves. Instead of keeping these contents free, at least initially, they had to slap a price tag on them. Probably they really wanted to make sure that the bleeding body of Starfield lying on the ground definitely wouldn't get up again. So they even gave it a proper kick in the face with the tracker mission. There's hardly any other way to put it, because that's mostly the crux of the matter, and that led to the many negative reactions. It's as if Bethesda wants to break a new negative review record. In any case, they're well on their way. Todd Howard later explained in an interview that they only wanted to go the extra mile by creating an additional quest around a weapon and 2 outfits. That's the second Tracker Alliance mission for $7.
That was really an attempt to something we did in Creation Club where we'd say, hey, you get this special outfit and you get this special weapon. We kind of wanted to put them together and then thought, well, let's go the extra mile and wrap those around a quest.
Absolutely clear. That's why the entire description looks like a quest, and the weapon and the 2 outfits are only mentioned in passing, of course. But one was so surprised by it after all. One just wanted to provide valuable content.
But now we definitely see the feedback, right? And it's like not what we want at all in terms of, oh no, this looks like a faction that we're chopping up and then selling for 700 credits at a time. And so I do think we're going to take a look at that and how we deliver content, like that, and whether we're changing pricing or breaking it up or what we should do there.
How stupid must Todd Howard think players are if he gives such an explanation, and later can't even change the title and description to make his statement make any sense in retrospect? Yet players understood the situation perfectly. So in short, Todd Howard didn't really get it. Well, yes, he understood why people reacted sharply because there were enough videos about it. But the core issue, that maybe you have to nurse the bleeding piece of meat on the ground back to health and get it back on its feet, he apparently didn't understand. But okay, he said we'll look into it, change prices, etc. And did he do that? Yes, of course not. The weapon plus 2 outfits with the bonus mission still costs $7, so nothing has changed there. Instead, Bethesda has now added an outfit, and they only want a paltry $4 for it. Actually $5, because you can only buy the stupid points in steps of 5. So let's say $5. It's a real deal. And this time, players have nothing to complain about because this time they skipped the extra mile and a 3rd tracker quest around this outfit. If they had just thrown everything in for free and continued like this for the rest of the year, just put in that extra effort, the reviews would definitely be more positive now. And maybe that would have been the impetus to push the reviews back up, which would attract more buyers. But like this, with all the red there, no one's buying it. Even the new discount isn't enough. The price probably wouldn't even be the issue, but everyone hears only bad things about Starfield, and now Bethesda wanted to rip off customers too. Whether that's true or not doesn't matter in the end. It's what sticks. It could all have been avoided. Looking at the price trend, we see that the trend is downward, but I don't think they'll stay at 33% for long. I just can't imagine them selling many copies via Steam. I think they're waiting until the end of the year when maybe the expansion comes out. Why maybe? Well, they set themselves an ambitious goal, as it turned out that they only started with the productive part of the expansion after the release. But if it works, they'll probably come with a 40 or 50% discount on the base game. Waiting will probably be worth it. Or yes, just check out Game Pass. The important thing here is you can't transfer your saves if you want to switch to a Steam version later. Then there was another incident apart from Bethesda. The enthusiasts behind the more than ambitious mod, Project Tamriel, a creation kit project, had presented their plans on Reddit. The goal of the project was to fully transfer all the content of the Elder Scrolls series into Starfield and adapt it to the updated engine and new technologies. Thanks to the release of the creation kits, this would now have been possible as they presented their idea at the end of June. Well, but only a few days later, the project was abandoned again. Apparently, the reaction to the announcement did not meet the expectations of the modders. Reddit users immediately began to mock the fact that such a large fan project would either never be released or at the earliest in 2050. Due to the enormous workload and numerous similar projects, some even considered the announcement a joke. The curator of the Tamriel project told the gaming media site VG 247 that the work had been discontinued due to insufficient support from the community. He emphasizes that the announcement was not a joke and that his team really wanted to implement a large-scale modification. The modder also has no problem if another team continues the work. So he said, "We were a small group of passionate modders who were excited about the promise of the project. However, the response we received showed that our enthusiasm was not shared by the broader community. We were disappointed by this turn of events. The team and I had great hopes and the vision to create something truly unique in the Starfield universe." It was indeed very ambitious, no question, but it's a bit of a shame that there was so much mockery and ridicule. On the other hand, the project was not very realistic, and maybe the community spared the people around the project a lot of lifetime. So what we can expect next? Currently, we're waiting for the promised vehicle. There are solid rumors that Bethesda is working on expanding or even removing the boundaries of the maps. At least Bethesda has created this possibility. You can already disable the borders by changing the akin, but that seems to be very unstable. That would definitely be the end of the square limited areas. You could then walk straight ahead on a planet without encountering boundaries. It would make sense, especially if vehicles could also be used for longer tours. However, the planets already lack interesting things, and if the boundaries are removed, there will be even more. But apart from that, it would be sensible if vehicles and the removal of boundaries were released together in an update. However, that's certainly not easy, so any time frame would be pure speculation. But that's probably the next thing we can expect before the expansion. Otherwise, they'll probably continue to optimize and reduce errors, as reports of errors in Starfield are still quite frequent. That's the current state of Starfield. As soon as there's news, there will be an update here on the channel. Thank you for staying with us until the end. What are your thoughts on the latest developments in Starfield? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video to support us and subscribe to our channel for more updates on Starfield and other exciting games. See you next time.